Well, shit. It's finally done and over with, folks. It's like the third wedding that I've been a part of. The more and more weddings that I'm involved in, the less and less I want to have a wedding of my own. We got fall vibes rolling in. It's a little rainy. It's weird to say going back down south to go back home, but I guess from Logan this is south. Just used to saying going back up north, it seems like. Got a wedding, got a rehearsal tomorrow, gotta look fresh to death. Good enough to where I'm not noticed by looking bad, but not too over the top as to where I'm the one which is drawing all the attention. You dig? Just getting ready to go to Chuck E. Cheese. My mother's birthday party. Yeah, she likes to party hard. Real hard. With the cheese meister, Mr. Chuck himself. Apple from the tree. Mmm.
Just sit him up there and take a picture. Be like this and jab like that. Yes. So it's switching.
Let's go here, and then I can here, and then I can sketch this hand and do it here. And then I go more time.
Here, the groom's room, eh? Oh yeah. This ain't the groom, yo. But it's about to be someone who's in style. Boom, baby. Yeah.
You should play Space Cowboy.
Alright.
Good job, girls. Hey, come here, you two. Just you two. Hey, go sit right there, Paige. Go sit by me. She did. Hey, smile, Paige.
Let's
Go so we can follow somebody. In Utah? Oh, dude, Elfin Rock called us. He's over a little more. I think he got it. I should have given him enough. You just take the other cars out.
Rub it.
I talk shit. But you know, in all seriousness, I'm a very blessed individual to have participated in, you know, 3 weddings in a serious way thus far in my life. It means that, you know, I've been able to have some really good relationships over the 26 years that I've been alive. You know, tonight was something that definitely falls within that category. My group of friends that I've had have been very tight-knit over the years, and it always makes me feel good to be able to take the role of being somebody that can be there for somebody that you care about. And if I had anything to say to Jeb or about Jeb, you know, a little speech or story about his character and tying it all into some sort of motivational speech for, you know, being married, it would have to go something like this. So in elementary school, our school was featured, you know, as one of the few that got featured to go to the 2002 2K2 Salt Lake City Olympics, Winter Olympics. And there was, you know, a lot of hype and preparation going into this. And a lot of events took place beforehand. A lot of, you know, there was news crews and films and stuff like that that came to the school and whatever. And one of the events that took place was called the Gold Medal Mile. And we actually ran a mile. And this was back before I had ever done anything really competitive on like the sports level, you know. Up until that point in time, it's like coach pitch baseball and, you know, AYSO soccer where kids are still picking up the ball and running around and, you know, whatever. And so I remember running that mile, and as I was running, Jeb came up beside me, and I was struggling pretty good. And he ended up running alongside me for the entirety of that mile. And it just shows a little bit of his character, you know, that it was something that he could have just breezed right past me and finished and been done. But no, he kind of laid back and, you know, saw that I was like hurting a little bit, and decided to, you know, run alongside me for the length of the time. And like looking back, it's like, you know, today a mile is nothing. But, you know, in the moment, that was like one of the most extreme and intense things I've ever done. Just some little elementary kid, and it's like, you know, taking forever. And it's like I'm stuck in this mode of pain for eternity, you know, and exhaustion, and trying to push myself beyond the comfort zone of my stasis, my biostasis, which is, you know, just the normal resting functionality of the body. And here comes Jeb, who can see that, and he comes alongside me and, you know, runs with me to keep me going so that I finish strong and that I don't give up. And if I had to say anything to him today, you know, marriage is going to be a long haul, bro. But just know that you're not running this race alone, and that, you know, we're all here running it with you. And don't ever hesitate to call upon any of us, you know. And if you ever need to be carried, or if I can see at any time that, you know, me running alongside you and pushing you to keep going is going to be something which is beneficial, then I'm going to do it. And the feeling that you're going to get once the race is over, you know, your feeling of accomplishment, and even during it, just that vibrant feeling of being able to overcome an obstacle and push beyond what it was that you thought you could do, is going to totally outweigh any of the obstacles that you actually come across. So congrats, Jeb. Shout out to the Daniels family for allowing me to be a part of their family. you know, all these many years, through all the times that we wreaked havoc in and around their property, you know, casually putting their name on the fence in regards to the relationship that they might have with their neighbors. So yeah, it's been fun, and I'm glad that I could be there for, you know, the wine breaking ceremony as you embark on this new voyage in your life, and I wish you the best, man. Thanks for allowing me to be a part of it, bro. Love you, dude. Later. On my way back home, man, this year really pulled a fast one on us. I swear it was like 90 degrees, and then literally out of nowhere, we just totally skipped fall and went straight into winter. It's like I was walking around sweating my ass off with no shirt and underwear, and now all of a sudden I have to walk around everywhere in sweats, wool socks, a full-on overcoat, and literally there's already snow up in the mountains. It's like that nice break in between summer and winter totally took a break this year and told us, see you later, I'm going on vacation. Maybe I'll see you next year, or maybe this will become a reoccurring thing where I never see you again. I hope not. I miss you, fall. Where'd you go? Any of you ever walked into like a franchise owned and operated business, right? So supposedly the stores are supposed to be of equivalent quality no matter which one you travel to. But the store that you entered into today just surpasses the quality of all the other franchise stores that you've ever entered into, and it's like, damn, this ain't no Walmart, this is like Sam's Club, you know, or something like that. And it just happens to have everything that you need. And then, you know, as you leave, you realize, damn, that place was even better than Sam's Club. I can't ever justify buying anything at Sam's Club. First of all, it's a restricted market. I gotta be a part of a special fan club to buy anything from that place, you know? And then, second of all, it's like, I don't need to buy that much shit. So it's like, this Walmart was like the perfect balance in between a normal Walmart, in that, you know, I don't have to be a part of some like paying club or some shit like that, but they had everything that a Sam's Club would have, and I didn't have to buy it at the quantity that most Sam's Clubs require. So I'm gonna remember this Walmart. I'm gonna remember it for a time to come. I'll probably come here again sometime soon. Yeah. Nothing quite like getting a workout in right when you get back into town. Helps you get back into the swing of things real quick. A guy goes out of town for the weekend, comes back, and a portion of the homeowners decide to switch things up on me without discussing the homeowners association. You know what I mean? And so it's like I come home and it's like, whoa, this place is all different. It's all switched up. Everything's changed. But you know, overall, it's a good change. We got the bunk beds now. Yeah. And where'd our lovely ladies go? They're no longer on that wall over there. We now get to say goodbye to them every moment it is that we leave our comfortable little nook. So yeah, got it all resituated, and now, since we have the bunk beds, we got room for a little chair. How sick is that? Come back, and my college newbie living roommates don't know what's up with the plumbing, so I gotta go below deck and check out all these fittings on here, which are falling apart on us. And I'm guessing that there's a bunch of stuff inside that P-trap right there that I gotta freaking scoop out. When I put this baby back together, I might have to go to like Home Depot or Lowe's and get new fittings for this shit. After I clean this shit out of here. So let's let this drain so that I don't get spewed nasty gunk all over my body. And then we'll open her up. Clean her out. Smells about as good as it looks, people. There was a fucking knife down this shit. Who the hell is shoving knives down the sink? Oh my god. All this political shit going down these last couple days has really just made me spontaneously combust into vlogging about my ideals in regards to the makeup of what it actually means to be American. Shit, people. Like, it's like you want to say that American is the minority groups which make up 1% of it. Like, that'd be like me saying, okay, yeah, I'm Native American, when I actually fill out paperwork that asks me what ethnicity I am. In truth, I'm like 1% Native American. But for me to go around touting that I'm Native American would be misrepresenting the majority making up this significant amount of my ancestral background and character. For people to actually say that they're being misrepresented, or America is being misrepresented, or to say that American itself isn't necessarily a term of race, they honestly don't necessarily understand basic statistics and mathematics, and making assumptions based upon the numbers and the numerical value, which is actually assigned giving things attributes which we can then distinguish from other things. It's like they say, okay, America isn't necessarily an ethnicity or a specific religion because in the Constitution and things to that extent, it doesn't specify those things. Well, if we look at other cultures worldwide, it's not like, you know, in the British documents or other like Western or Northern European countries state within their documents classifying them as an organized body, say that you are and have to be this specific race. No, but worldwide, when we actually say they're British and they're so-and-so and they're whatnot, with that comes pretty much the statistical significant figure that they probably fall into this category. Meaning that with the border and the boundaries of a nation come an assigned ethnicity or race or religion, if you will. Because statistically, that's what makes up the people within the boundaries of the place. So if we're not going to get too anal retentive about everything that we say, for the sake of discussion and for the sake of talking and for the sake of humanity itself and for Pete's sake and for God's sake, like, you know, putting rationale on the forefront of thought, we can come to the conclusion that if we are going to actually say what the majority of the people are, then being American is literally being a white Judeo-Christian, falling into that category. Because statistically, if we look at the numbers, that's what actually makes up the body itself, the majority of it. So to say otherwise would be doing a disservice to what the body actually is. It'd be like me going around saying, I'm Native American, I'm Native American. Yeah, 1% of me is, but, you know, it's doing a disservice to like pretty much my logical portion of my brain to say I am Native American. You know what I mean? It's like if we dive too far down into the anal retentive mode of all things and trying to represent the minority in all things, then we're going to lose the image in regards to what it is that we're actually seeing, people. And, you know, in all honesty, I don't even necessarily identify with your classical definition of like an American anyways. I don't even think that I myself am represented when we start looking at statistical averages in regards to the makeup of the population. But, you know, please don't be like going around touting all this stuff over social media saying that people are being misrepresented and da 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 and la di da di da. No, like the 1% is like being blown out of proportion in regards to the 99%, which actually makes up the body. And it's like another thing that gets on my nerves is this whole fucking green movement shit. Like, do you guys not really realize that the green movement that's going on is like just putting green into the pockets of those which are in support of the movement itself? Like, did you actually know that within like the last 4,000 years, this isn't the hottest time of the Earth's history? And if you believe in the classical history of the Earth and of civilization, then it was actually hotter about like 2,000 years ago when we weren't even burning up as much fossil fuels as we are now into the atmosphere, and, you know, factors such as that. So it's like, like, and have you ever heard of what's called a green age versus an ice age? Like, it's a natural cycle that the Earth goes through where tropical regions switch and the whole climate of the Earth can be something which is tropical. That's why the reptilians actually pretty much dominated life here on Earth, you know, millions of years ago. That's what dinosaurs were. They were reptiles. They literally were cold-blooded and relied upon external or exothermic processes to heat their bodies. And as the Earth came into an ice age, then mammals or mammalian life actually took over as being the most dominant force upon the face of the Earth, right? I mean, if we disregard the fact that, you know, certain fish and things to that extent, life above water, so to speak, right? But anyways, like, it's just stupid people. I mean, I'm all for keeping things clean. Like, yeah, like, keep your room clean. Like, let's not throw shit all over the place. Like, we got to clean up. I don't like living in a fucking messy place, right? Like, clean your shit up. Like, clean up. Everybody, everywhere, clean up. Like, you know, pick your shit up. I don't want to go fucking dive around in a fucking trash pit and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine about that. But as soon as you start getting so nitpicky about shit, like, I'm just going to collapse every argument because you're getting like, oh, but we're consuming this much energy and we're not producing this much energy and we're getting rid of all natural resources. Well, if you're going to go down so far that line of thought into like logical thinking about processes of the universe and talking about literally the extent of the system of life on Earth, like, I'm just going to collapse your whole argument and we're going to talk about existence itself. And I'm going to talk about literally the infinite number of realities which can occur. And so literally you're talking about something which is minuscule in regards to the existence of the universe. And who's to say that there's not more planets and all this other shit? And it's like, eventually, like, what you're saying to support your argument, if you're going to go that far down the rabbit hole, like, I'm going to pull other rabbits out of the hat, which are just going to literally collapse your entire platform that you're standing upon. So the whole green movement is a piece of shit, and like, this whole like minority being misrepresented is just another fucking stupid thing just to create like some sort of like agitation within the system to really just like act as a diversion to entertain the people from away from the actual things which like aren't necessarily being talked about. But nobody wants to talk about them because they're much more difficult solutions or problems to find solutions to. And so it's like, yeah, we just have to deal with all this stupid entertainment shit, entertainment news all the time, which is fake news. That's what it fucking is. It's just all the shit green screen and set up, and it's like watching a fucking movie play out in front of me that's supposed to be like, you know, real life. And it's like people fucking using the green screen and, you know, the green movement of just money, the flow of money, to literally just alter the system and the psychology of the people, you know, at their will. And it's like the majority of people either can't see it or they just don't want to see it. Maybe they see it and they're just like, ah, fuck it, we can't do shit about it, and so let's just watch this entertainment news shit. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's the fucking Weeknd in a nutshell, people. And I'm back to gaming. I'm back to not giving a shit about all this stuff. I'm back to like diving into another fantasy world where I can like experience the ultimate pinnacle of existence by, you know, being able to experience what it is that this world lacks by literally transporting my mind, you know, into another location. All right, folks. Peace out. I'm not some racist skinhead motherfucker either with fucking Nazi symbols tattooed all over my ass. No. All I'm saying is that if you have a plate of pasta and people ask you what the fuck it is, you don't say, this is basil. I mean, there's basil in that shit, but ultimately, I'm not going to call it fucking basil because that would be fucking stupid. I'm going to call it pasta because that's what it is. I mean, there's basil in there, and ultimately having that basil in there makes the dish better as a whole. And don't take this fucking analogy too far and say, well, is the pasta fucking whole wheat? Why the fuck are you saying, should there not be so much basil? Come on, you motherfuckers. Like, don't take this the way that it's not supposed to be fucking taken, you know? Ultimately, I hope that all of you feel comfortable saying that, yeah, I am an American. I'm American. But when people are ultimately representing what America is, don't fucking get out of your way and start talking shit about, you know, what America really is. Fucking acknowledge reality rather than what you want it to be, because ultimately it's a fucking plate of pasta. And we're not going to call it fucking basil because that'd be fucking stupid. So what's the moral of the fucking story? Be a good dude or dudette, and people are going to recognize you for what you are rather than what they think you are. If you think that you're being wrongly associated with a stereotype, then acknowledge the fact that you probably are something, in that it's better to point something out in the characteristics, which it actually is, rather than try to politically correctly subvert the psychological, emotional balance of the country by stating something in a euphemistic sort of way to try and point around a corner at something. Acknowledge that you are something and that you are that, but be the exception to the stereotype itself, and you'll be acknowledged for the good dude or dudette that you ultimately are. Peace out, y'all. Train your mind, now hear my words. Twitter-pated little birds. If you've kept up with all my posts, then your life's just like a ghost, already dead in the machine. The screen and life one's in between.